Yeah, 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 you can. I know most of you are asleep by now. It's understandable, but we can't help it. The daytime is usually packed, so packed that plans for my YouTube channel sometimes I just have to do it spontaneously. Sometimes I wish I could just do the recording and spend some time to edit before I put it out there, but the life of a computer science man, this is what we sign up for. We can't complain. It's obvious from my background. I'm still in my office, and time check is 11 minutes past 11 p.m. GMT. I was considering a Telegram channel, but then I thought I don't expect the full class to be available now. But if I leave it here, it will be an opportunity for somebody to watch later. So why not? As I always carry my equipment and gadgets with me, I may as well just put it out there. That's 14 of you. Let me know if you are in level 200, currently University of Ghana, computer science class or IT class. Or maybe you are combined major, minor or something, and you are considering taking software engineering. I think that is an option for such people. Let me know in the chat section. Let this be engaging. I can't be talking to myself, so I'll be looking at the chat section. Give me some juice, guys. Who are those here? 17 people are here. Good evening, the boy Berry. Are you level 200 or you just passed through? Let's give ourselves up to, okay, all are level 200. Okay, if you're in level 100, this will be good information for you. All things being equal, if by the time you get to level 200, if I'm still around, then this information will still be relevant to you. So why not keeping it here and then leaving it here forever? I mean, unless something changes, this may be useful to someone. So, okay, all of you are level 200, level 200. The IT students are many. The CS guys are sleeping. They are sleeping so much. I don't know why. I know the class size is over 200, but I'm not expecting up to 100 of you here. Do I sleep at all? You want to keep me company? Let's see who lasts longer. I can do from 8. I've been up since 7:30 p.m. after about 2.5 hours nap. And I hope I don't run out of juice before 5 a.m. because I have lots of things to do. You guys are coming back next week. There are lots of things I need to get out of the way in order to be able to deliver 100% as I usually want to. I signed up for this, so I got to get them done. Nevertheless, I have got my hands on other things too. So, I mean, we have to get our hands on other things just so we get the opportunity to practice what we teach you so we can teach you well. This semester, I have a class with the level 300s, computational methods in social media mining or something. It's quite interesting. It's going to be quite an interesting journey. It's been a while I ventured into that space, mining data in data science and in social media and identifying patterns, to make informed decisions, predict, forecasts, all of that intelligent stuff. Because I've recently been doing a lot of things with persuasive technologies. I know it sounds quite new to some of you. What the hell is persuasive technologies? But before I transitioned into that, I was into more of AI. That's why I'm passionate about it and trying to make sure the club comes to life and then start impacting every corner of the university and for that matter, the country. So yeah, I look forward to having a wonderful session with that class. It's going to be the first time I'm strategizing best approaches to make the needed impact. It's an elective, so I don't expect more of them, but that's level 300. Right. Okay, so there are just a handful of you here. Yeah, I mean, if you're taking a nap, make sure it's a good nap. I don't sleep in my desk. I don't sleep in this chair or in my office. No. If I'm going to sleep for 1 hour, then it's going to be worth it. So I have to lie on the bed with a mattress, with a pillow. Even if it is 2 minutes, it has to be worth it so that my body doesn't crash. So you have to just do the needful. There are a lot of things to do, a lot of things to learn. Learning ends the moment we enter the grave. I mean, it's pretty much like that. Yes. Okay, so let me not bore you. This is supposed to be just a quick one, not even more than 15 minutes. I guess we won't get much of you turning up. But those of you who are watching this later on, you may ask your questions from the comment section. Those who are live have the privilege to ask their questions in the live chats and get responses in real time. So if you, after watching this, you still haven't gotten your answers, then you may as well want to put it out there in the comment section of this this video, and you get your answers. I'll do my best to find time and answer them for you. Okay, so lectures officially begins on 27th June, which is Monday. This is the first time in an academic year you have about three different sessions beginning in the same year. So because of the COVID and then the strike, 2021-2022 academic year began in February 2022, quite late. You vacated barely 2 weeks ago, and here we are again. You are returning already under 3 weeks. This should have typically been your long vacation. Some people have had to defer this semester because they have to undertake internships. I'm talking about students that have been in my class, who were in my software engineering class and currently in level 300. So internship is mandatory for all of you at the end of this semester, in particular if you are in level 200 CS or IT, or you're taking any of our courses. It's compulsory. And I'm happy to know that I have students who have even landed 3 internships. Last Saturday, one guy flew out of the country for the UK to join Bank of America. His visa to allow him intern with Facebook is still pending, but then he has an internship offer also from Google in Germany. So he's deferred the entire semester. So he's going to do the 3 months with Goldman Sachs. And is it Goldman? That's a Goldman Sachs. No, is it Bank of America? No, it was Goldman Sachs. Sorry, it's Goldman Sachs. But how come that's in UK? I have to check my information well. And so he's going to do that 3 months, and then whichever one comes first, whether Facebook or Google, when he gets the visa, then he'll continue with that, so that his entire second semester is covered with internships. Next year, when he returns, I mean, next academic year, he'll miss the first semester of level 400 and then complete the level 200 second semester, level 300 second semester before he joins his junior colleagues in level 400 to do the full year and ends. But then it's a good decision if you ask us. It's not race at the graduate level. Trust me. Your internships may secure your job opportunities with these funds. So you just need to seize them when you get the opportunity. He was quite a good student in my class, and I know several others who are also pushing to land similar opportunities. So as best as I try to make the course practical, I need the students to put themselves into groups. Now, this course is a core course for students admitted into single major computer science and then BSc IT. You have no option to skip this course. It's optional for those who are doing major, minor, and combined major. They can select it. So I guess it may be a full house. Now, because this is highly practical and hands-on, you're working in teams. I don't put you in the teams. You have the privilege to form your teams, and you are going to form teams of 7. There is an outline of tasks each team is going to complete every single week of the semester. It's already outlined. I'm just organizing them, and I'll release them effectively next week. Timetable should be ready by close of this week, most likely. So you're working in teams of 7, sorry. And so all the students take, I don't, what word do I want to use here? Someone help me with the vocabulary. I do not stigmatize. I don't have any prejudice against any particular group of students. So I consider it as my software engineering class, students of my software engineering class. And so whether you belong to IT, you are single major, CS, or combined major, as long as you're enrolled in DCIT 208, if somebody feels like he can work with you, or you want to set up a group of 7, be my guest. Now, this information is important because we have some experiences from the past. In fact, this is the 3rd time this program is being taken, and I have varied it along the line, and I've tried to improve on it from time to time. But let me not jump the gun. Let me just mention the main reason why we are here. There will be a proper overview of the course in a different video session. So let me just wrap this up as quickly as I possibly can. So you form a group of 7. Make sure everybody is going to contribute in one form or the other. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be assessed as a group. But what will make the difference is your individual assessments, which is also a requirement. In the past, I've had a group of 7 and somebody making an A, and yet in that same group, somebody making a D. I have my methods. If you have been in my class, you would understand that I have my methods. So the fact that you're going to work in teams or as a group does not mean you're going to hide behind others. Everybody must contribute in one form or the other. You're going to get hands-on experience in working in a software engineering team where everybody has a role they have to play, and somebody has to lead the team in everything. So we're going to journey all the way from the requirements gathering phase to deployment phase. And you're not going to conceive any ideas of yourself in terms of problem to solve. Every single group is supposed to find for themselves a client. If you need an introductory letter, we have a draft already I put together last year for the previous class. Come and grab one as a team and then present it to a prospective client. There are terms and references you have to put together to commit yourself and not to commit yourself. Some teams earn some monies from their clients, from the solutions they developed. I can show you some of them. Maybe later on, I will highlight on some of that. How you transact. And so you're going to develop a solution for a client within 10 weeks. And you must make it work. 10 weeks. You've learned enough. You're introduced to computer science. You were introduced to fundamentals of programming. Your first semester in second year, you did programming 1. You've done a whole lot web development, something, all those courses. This is the time we put all of that together. So embrace yourself and let's have a smooth ride. Now, next week, by the time your registration is successful and completed, before you get to Sakai, you will notice that the portal is open for each team to join a particular group. So I'll have a team names, group names. I'll give it a different code, and the differences between one group from the other will be numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, up to whatever the class size will be. Now, this is what happens. In the past, people already conceived that they work together, 2, 5, 7 friends. The maximum will be 7. And some go ahead to register their courses. Others, for one reason or the other, delay in their registration. Most students don't even come to school early. Well, be my guest. Aside from the projects, you'll be embarking on the lectures, you'll be taking assignments and quizzes and tests across every week of the semester. So if you're not coming to school early, it's on you. If you're out of the country, better hurry up and, put your acts together, get your acts together. So these members of the group, the few who have registered, proceed to Sakai and then our learning management system, and then proceed to just join the group in anticipation that their other counterparts will soon join them. But the groups are open. It's joinable by everyone. And some of these friends delay as much as 4 or 5 days. As a matter of fact, if you have not joined any group by next week, Friday, which will be by 1st July, if you have not joined any group by 1st July, 11:59 p.m., you will not get any group to work with. In fact, for all the group projects that is going to happen across the semester, consider your score to be 0. And I need to let you know that that's actually attracts the biggest score. If you skip one phase of the project phase, you're better as well did not even start it. You are better off if you did not even start it, because it's not possible. Okay, so if you have a friend who is considering avoiding the first week of our lecture session, he better advise himself. If you miss the first week group project, you are out, because group assignments is only going to be exclusively assigned to groups. If you don't belong to a group, you won't even get them there. You won't see it on Sakai, let alone even complete it, and you'll be scored 0. I will make sure that happens, unless the individual tasks. It's software engineering, and we need to work in teams. That's just what happened in real practice. And so you may not get 0, you may not get a field grade, but you cannot compete for a better grade if you are going to miss out. So don't be a passive student in my class, be an active one, of course, and contribute meaningfully to your group, because I'll be monitoring all group activities virtually in one form or the other. You can find out from the current students in level 300 and they will update you on that. So they've selected a few of the students who went to join the group, could not wait for their other counterparts who, for one reason or the other, delayed in joining a group. Somebody was still struggling to get friends to partner him to form a group, and he was not ready to, work in isolation. Let me tell you, when I create joinable groups, anyone who goes to Sakai will see available joinable groups. He will know that there are 4 people in this group and they're still not full, or 5 people in this group and still not full. If it is full with 7 people, nobody can join. So if nobody will adapt me, then I'll just adapt myself. So people joined groups, they didn't know anybody, and they now started trying to find the rest of the members of the team. Because, of course, when you join a group, you get to know everybody in the group. But until you join, you don't know the people there. So if you are working as a team and you have to wait for a friend before the 7 of you will join an empty group, That would be my advice for you. But then again, don't risk missing the deadline. If that person, for one reason or the other, is failing to be available, so that within the space of just 60 seconds, all of you will log on to Sakai on your respective handsets or your PCs and join the group. Then I don't want anybody to come to me and tell me that somebody didn't want to join our group and they suddenly join us. Please, can you do something about it for us? Can you take him out? And then this friend of ours, we had an agreement. No, I don't want those stories this year. That's why I'm taking my time to hammer on this. And that is the main reason why I organized this session. My time is almost up. It's almost 11:30, barely 30 seconds away from now. So this is the message I'm sending across. Form your groups of 7. Find the people you can work with. Team up groups of 7 and be ready to join a group. I mean, you don't have to be group 1 or group 2, group 3. It has no impact on presentations or deliverables. I call any group anytime. So get ready for that event, which will open next week. Officially teaching begins on 27th June, Monday, 2022. So I hope I've answered more of your questions. That's all I have to say. If you have any question, let me know in the chat section and I'll be happy to respond. There's going to be an exciting ride. I mean, if you are going to be active, please bring your A game on board. If you were joking in your programming class and you still could not make up for the 3 weeks you spent at home, not improving on your skill set, deploying applications, using any of the IDEs, VS Code, which is the most commonest, any particular language, your program OOP is still poor, and you have done nothing to show for it, well, this is going to be quite a tough ride for you. So please brace yourself. It's going to be bumpy. But those who have picked up some few skills and developed applications, one form or the other for one person and all, maybe it's a good place to start from. Any question? Any question for me? Nobody has any question. Wow. This is the first time nobody has a question. I guess I've answered your question. The boy berry. The boy berry, whatever you call it. I don't think I have any question that requires me to, show on the screen. No question. No question. No question. Please say, I would like to know when join the groups will be open. It will open on Monday, 12 a.m. So 00 on 27th June 2022. I'll make sure that happens. 00 hours GMT. It will open and you just have to join. So if your group member is not ready, don't be in haste. What I'm saying is beyond the Friday, the first week of June, 1st July, make sure you have joined the group. Yes, I mean, if I will also create a form. If you have a proof of registration, registration should have been open. Like I indicated, the head of department is going to pursue this problem for you tomorrow. If you're watching this in future, this phrase has nothing to do with you. And so you should be able to register before then. I'll gladly take a proof of your registration and I can enroll you nonetheless. I won't even wait for UGCS to enroll you. As long as you can upload a proof of registration on the portal that I will create, I will make sure every single day of next week I'll be checking in until the July whatever and add you to the Sakai course site if you are not already there, so that you can join a group. So if you're a team of 7, you trust that this is the team, the killer team, Charlie, we can't do anything about this. We have to be in one team. Then all of you have to make sure you have all registered, you are all ready to sign up to Sakai and join that team before anybody else come to fill a space as someone else's spot. If they fill your spots, please don't come and beg me, don't come and give me excuses. I know I spent time to say this the last time and yet people still came forward pleading and asking. But I don't think I'm going to countenance on this time around. No. DCIT 104 is a required course for those of you in level 100 program fundamentals of programming. So brace yourself. I think Mr. Soli will be handling you this semester. Um, it's going to be a very good experience. You need that experience to survive in the coming years. And of course, hopefully when you join the software engineering class, that is if you make it to CS or any of our related programs. Any more questions for me? That is about 4 minutes after my agreed time. Said the project, can it include websites also or just application based? Well, your project will be determined by your clients. As a matter of fact, your client is going to have a say in your grade. So I'm going to teach you what entails in requirement gathering, etc. And you're going to practicalize this with your client. And so your client is going to, some clients have documents to send to you purely on pro bono basis, but if they are willing to pay, why not? So you're going to engage with your client. Your client would, some may speak English, some may speak even the local dialect about their requirements, what they want for an application. You and your team will have to come back, internalize it, and then find the best approach of delivering on this, returning back to the client and making sure you guys are on the same page before you sign off on the software specification. So is it going to be web-based or whatever question you're asking? That will depend on your client. So make it work. Your client, you and your client will have to sign an agreement. The team and the client has to sign an agreement, officially signed agreement with emails and contacts that you send back to me, because we'll verify your client's genuineness in engaging with you. So it's no joke. It's no joke. I hope I've answered Hammond's question. If I've answered your question, let me know in the chat section. Any more questions? You can use any programming language, but there are certain programming languages that are more suited to deliver on your client's requests. So that is more likely going to influence what approach you're going to use. If a client says he wants a mobile application exclusively, what are you going to do? Maybe you're going to go with some Flutter, Kotlin, or pure Android, Java program. Maybe your proficiency is just web applications. You have to transition. So some clients even want all three ends of the application, and you have to design a back end, create an API. There are a lot of things you're going to learn on this. Unfortunately, it's not a programming class. This is a software engineering class. So we're going to learn the technicalities in engineering a proper solution from the requirement phase to the deployment phase. You can never sit together as a team and say, we realize there's a problem like this and want to come up with a solution. No, your client, you have to engage with a real client. Some clients can really get under your skin. In fact, we had instances where, because of the relationship between the team and the clients, some clients even abandoned their team just a few hours before final presentation, and it will go against you. So client expectations and relationship all counts as part of this course. Some will get on your nerves, but if you do the right thing at the beginning and don't use face, human relationship, but we're going to emphasize on proper documentation and agreements, signing on all those things, then you save yourself any questions or problems that will come or result out of some of these issues. But brace yourself. But largely, it works out for you. Say, please, what kind of clients are you looking for? Let's say a big firm or maybe a startup. It could be any. It could be any. It has to be a good client. A big firm, you may have to break your solution into phases. So you don't get scared when your client gives you a requirement. No, maybe they tell you a requirement, you come back and realize that it's really huge, probably difficult to deliver within the 10 weeks. You have to internalize your client's requirements. The fact that you've sat down to take in requirement does not necessarily mean that you have agreed to get the work done. You internalize the information, you and your team, and you break it down. Sometimes you may want to divide it into phases. So you go back to your client and let him appreciate the load of work, how you technically appreciate the scope of the work, and the phases within which you think you can deliver on this, and you must all be on the same page. So if phase 1 is going to be ready before the 10th week, you will clearly be assessed on that, and you get your full marks as a result. But that means that you may be going to continue with your client to deliver the rest of the other phases. All will have to be contained in the agreement. And so there's no limit to the size of your client, whether it's a startup or it's an enterprise solution. As long as you can win a client over to hand over his solution to you to deliver, be my guest. Right. I hope I've answered your question, Killer. Yes. Any more questions? Interestingly, 61 people have just watched this, even though there are 24 concurrent views. So please, talking about the weekly group project, what will be the duration of the group works given all these requirements? Well, what will be the duration? You have a week to accomplish one event. So you have to find suitable times agreed by the time. That is why you have to be careful who you team up with. You really have to be careful who you team up with. So it was quite an eye-opener. Students who thought they could work with some colleagues of theirs eventually realized that some were just taking advantage of their friendship and were wasting their time, and they nearly cost them their first class. So when they got to level 300 and mini project became a required course for them to register, you will be shocked that best of friends, some people did not want to work with certain teams, certain people they worked with before in the software engineering class because of the way they put themselves out there. So it turned out that some people who were so unserious, so passive, were struggling to get anybody to partner because they won't pull their weight and nobody wants to be dragged behind. So you have a week. You have an average a week to get something done. So as and how you schedule your routine, meet at certain times, all of this has to be agreed on within the first week. And I will take information of all of that. Who knows? Maybe one of the occasions I could even jump into your meeting or request to join your virtual sessions. And that has to be agreed on. The first week, the first assignment is to set down, lay down rules for your team, acceptable and agreeable by all parties, and it all be signed on. That's a cup of coffee, I guess. Yes, so yeah, know the person who wants to partner you. It's very, very important. You may not know the person entirely, but you've got to be serious because you're not going to only do my course. You have other courses you would have to give equal attention to. So you really need to organize yourselves well and be productive. It is as a result of the software engineering class, students from my class have secured jobs and internship opportunities. And so if you did not just come to get a grade or pass through the academic institution, but want to really be impacted, then you are going to commit. I mean, it's just a matter of 10 weeks. There's nothing that you cannot sacrifice. I always tell you, forget about those girlfriend, boyfriend stories. This is my viewpoint. Please don't point any gun to my head. This is my opinion. We need to do what we got to do when we got to do them. So you have to sacrifice those things and break away from them, because there's a lot of things you need to do. All the other courses you'll be taking are not going to be lightweight. So it's going to be difficult to commit and remember that girl's birthday and the guy's birthday to buy him some boxer shorts or probably spend some time hanging out. Pretty much going to be you and your computer. And I mean, God for us all. Maybe go to worship and pray a few occasions. I'm going to the mosque. Those may be valuable times you will need. But the rest is just go to sleep, wake up and do the needful. Meet your colleagues, do what is required. There's plenty of life outside the school. The girls will never finish, and the guys will also not finish. Right? I hope I didn't step on any toes. It's interesting, 63 views, but I have about 24 concurrent viewers. The people come and then they go. Some people have stayed here for just 10 minutes. I know we have viewers and followers, subscribers who are not necessarily in my class, but that is fine. This is uncut. This is the real deal. You have broken up. Yeah, it will be a good decision. It will really help you to focus. I mean, if you ask, the guy is called Samuel. I'm just giving you a word, one of his first names. Yes, you can't just envy him. You can't envy him. Trust me, you can't envy him. You can't fault him for landing internships at 3 different places. It came with some sacrifices and commitment. He has no time for this relationship kind of things. So if you really want to hit the big bucks, be my guest. One of my former students worked to me. We had a conversation last week. Yes, he visited me in the office one of the evenings just like this, and we were talking. Said, Charlie Mark, because of these events at home, my mom wants me to do this. You won't believe that I've sunk into a project 200,000 Ghana cedis. If she had told me she was going to do this, I wouldn't have even bought the car. The car, I know he paid 270,000 cedis for this car. This is a 25, 26-year-old boy. So now he's going to get back to his desk. He has 3 offers, one in Poland, one in Spain, and one in UK. He's turned them down because they want him to relocate. But, considering the nature of the economy now, if he relocates to UK, Spain, or even the UK, is this Poland, Spain, and then the UK, whichever one, expenditure on utilities, accommodation, it won't cost him less than £500 or euros, a month. What will he be left with? So he's much better off if he's earning $5,000, $6,000 in Ghana and the money, being remitted to him monthly, because then he can sink a lot of the money into other projects. Utilities, rent, etc., will cost him less than probably even $200 equivalent, and that makes economic sense. And so he's still weighing the options. He's just applied to go and get a visa. If a better offer comes around 8,000, 10K, why not? He may take it and move out of the country. But all of these people are making references to how to sacrifice something. I'm really passionate about this information when I pass them on to you, because I have missed a very fine opportunity. And I don't blame myself, because I was not in the space that I could get this information. But now that I do know, I've got my hands involved in a lot of things. I've got my eyes set on other things. But that doesn't mean you should miss out on some of these opportunities. So I'll pass them on as frequent as possibly can. Those who pay heed to them, I know definitely they will come through, and we'll get to hear of them. And I'll continue to share their stories. There are lots we'll be doing in the semester in software engineering, trying to get some guest lectures. I've got Microsoft's attention and a few others, trying to revive my conversation with a Google guy. You'll get in touch with real engineers as far as this session is going to. This session is going to really be engaging. So it's going to be quite positive. I can assure you no other institution in this country in software engineering class is getting this opportunity. I can guarantee you that. So it's your decision to take it for granted and invest the time into something else. But if you are ready to come aboard, be my guest. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not for the faint-hearted. That I can assure you. Yeah, I know, right? Combining CS with the boy-girlfriend relationship is the real combined major. Tell them. You take the woman, hold your body. You pay the price for that. So, please, some of us, it's not girls, so it's anime. Okay. Well, be my guest as well. I guess I had too much time on my hands when I was an undergrad. That's why I devoted so much time into Naruto, and then this legend of whatever. There was these characters called Kura and other people. I've forgotten. They will do Airbender and whatever. I didn't miss any of these. But I'm pretty sure because I had a lot of time on my hands. And I'm saying so because even though I have a paid FIFA 22, I don't remember the last time I even touched it in more than 3-4 months. Trust me, there is more to life than to be spending all the time playing games. If I can shelve that, if I can settle to watch my favorite team's highlights instead of making time to watch the match, then you should understand that there's higher calling. This field we've chosen demands a lot. If you take certain things for granted, especially in your formative stages, you're going to be really sacrificing your best life for now. And I'm not sure you're ready to pay the price for that. This life, we don't get to live twice. The seat you need to buy to sit at home and do this remote job could cost you like 2,400 Ghana cedis, 3,000 Ghana cedis. You should be able to afford all of these things out of the money you'll be earning, without flinch. So you may want to invest in what you need to do now and shelf the other things for other time. This is just my personal opinion from experience. So don't sacrifice your future for a need. Okay, you have done. We have, as I will put it, as we're using the Ghanaian balance, you've done. It's 11:50 on my clock. I guess there's nothing more to say. No more questions to answer. I look forward to engaging with most of you soon. And of course, if you have not subscribed yet, please do tell your friends about this channel. That's the least you can do for me. It costs you nothing, absolutely nothing, to just go there and go and click subscribe. If you like, don't even turn on the notification bell, but I would advise you do so. So that whenever I come online, you don't need a head start. You just get the notification, boom, and then you can just flow. Right, guys. Thank you very much for your time. And sound sleep to those of you who are already in your beds, because I know you are watching from your phone and you are lying in your bed and not seated like I am right now. Somebody probably even woke you up with a phone call that said was going to meet you, and that's how come you are here. Whichever category you find yourself, maybe you're watching this later on, years after it has been uploaded. Be my guest. I hope you found something useful. Maybe it might have been the advice and not necessarily the beginning part of this session. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your sleep. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching this from.